Wassail, beautiful people. So, just need to make my shirt a bit more comfortable. It just started to spit as I finished typing all the details. So, I can feel a little bit of it just on me now. But Spirit wanted me to do this, so if it gets harder, we'll dash in. Oh, it's getting harder already. It's beginning to rain. We might have to dip over there. So just hang on in there. We're on the move, people. The rain's after it. So let's... I'm going to have to carry the table over a hedge. And I'm not sure how I'm going to get the chair in here. Looks like I'm going to be sitting on a bit of a weird lean. We'll work that one out in a minute. I have to put my glass down. It's my spare chair with the cards on. Well, that was an exciting start. Wassail, everybody. So now the table's not straight either. Hang on. It'll do. It's got a bit of a wobble. Oh, my chair's got a really big wobble. Oh, thin mountain air, all that excitement. Catch my breath now. So what are we doing? Doing another little live sound healing. Now, I would usually ask you, what would you like to heal? Might have to look for the light for that. We'll see. Yeah, let me go and switch the light on. I have to run inside to do it because I think it's going to get a bit dark. You see, I do love a bit of a false start. That's kind of exciting. Penelope, can I make you a moderator for the time being? Can I? I just did. So, I've been awake this morning, but I am sleeping a lot more because I think we're in this thin air. When you're asleep, you're kind of I'm getting less oxygen. And so I'm needing to sleep longer. Also, I need to sleep a bit longer to get over the compression that took place. It's starting to rain again. And I know I'm going to get wet, but at least all the cards and everything are dry. Just push that table back a bit more. I need to push the electricity cables. I think I need to lift them up. The thing is, I don't mind getting wet, but we don't want all the electronics getting wet. So I woke up this morning. Let's go back to that. There's a lot of diversion going on. I know the wobble is quite extreme, but we'll just go with it. It's a shame because I love those flowers behind me. They're They're called, oh, I've forgotten already, Durato. They're quite toxic, and they cut your consciousness off from your body, which is a little bit, it's a little bit like what the moon is going to be doing to us tomorrow. Anyway, I've been told, and I've been looking at it all morning, and I've been channeling. We're looking at hips, we're looking at pelvis, we're looking at knees, we're looking at feet, we're looking at spine, and driving forwards. And we're going to look at some melodies I already have, which I use in sound healing to connect, but it's very much about coming into the world and understanding hip and pelvis and knee problems, leg problems, problems with mobility is what we're looking at. Do you know, I'm really, Wassail everybody. It's so lovely to see you all here. And I really love that you can have a conversation with each other. I can actually read what you're saying today, but at the moment, there's a really weird inability to quite focus. But so focus. You'll be kept okay. Look, we've got Melissa is there, and she's, what's it called? Datura. Thank you, Melissa. And we've got Penelope, and they'll keep you entertained. Twitty, do you want to be a moderator? I'm actually asking you, whereas usually I just press yes. Oh, I've just pressed yes. It'll give you some fun. So, I've been channeling information. So, I want to say that there's something about the body, your mentality, your consciousness is not connecting fully to the earth grid, and that's causing you all kinds of mobility problems because you're not grounding and you're not stepping into the earth. And I know, look, we all of us that have that kind of mimi, there's Roadrunner rushing around, see, running, showing off. He can run so fast. There's something about not connecting in the grounding that's needed. And when you're empathic, there's a fear of grounding. And a long time ago, December last year, seems ages away. When we shifted from the old earth epoch energy, there was that sense that you could finally ground into the new air energy earth because it was softer. Here's the rain. And as I said, it is on me. I wonder whether I should just turn the let's have another distraction. Let's turn, and then oh, hello. The table's got caught. Maybe we'll just go this way. I can bring my chair down here. I might have to move the table that way a bit now. And I can put my cards on this window ledge. I think I definitely need to bring us back a little bit. I'm absolutely loving all these false starts. So, there we go. Well, I can put my glass up there. Maybe this is a good place to sit. Anyway, hello. Right. So, grounding. We're going to be looking at grounding. We're also going to be looking at why is it that we feel frozen out of life? Because there is this energy, this sense. I was shown the Prince of Cups in the Thoth deck, and it was a stillness flying through the air and then being called to pierce the surface of the emotions. And so what's freezing you out and from what? What's freezing you out from life? And if so, by who? Is it your own beliefs in the world that you create around you? And then I was shown how Earth's energy, the grid of the energy, is actually trying to reach up, because I had the Six of Discs, the Prince of Cups, and then the Empress attached to the nervous system. And it was talking about how there's a fear that's kind of like earth scrap, that if you step in the earth, you'll get caught in the earth. And the Prince of Cups was almost seated on a coffin, as if there's some kind of fear of engaging in the earth will bring about some kind of sense of being one foot in the grave, like it will be so painful to step into the earth frequency that it gives you great fear. And then the Empress was kind of showing, once you connect into the earth, because the Empress is the energy with which all things are birthed, all physical life is birthed. And we need somehow to transform our energy into being a physical energy. And at the moment, we're dealing with that notion of how Mars is all isolated, and how we've got that frequency of the consciousness being an out-of-body experience. And it's the perfect time for us to work on bringing this energy together. So one of the things I picked up was, we need to take the bird crown spirit that was on top of the Prince of Cups, and we need to bring that energy into the Empress form. And she has the earth grid orb, the grid orb on top of her head. So connecting our energy to the whole world, to be in present. She has 2 crescent moons, and one of those was representing spirit of bird, and one of them was representing the spirit of the hummingbird, which has been back twice today to say hello to him. And it's joyous seeing it every day. I don't know what breed it is, but that's part of not needing to know, because to name it is to weaken it. So I just have to keep it. Hello, Corey. And then there's this need for the 2 birds. The hummingbirds coming across as not higher heart, but lower heart, our connection to the real present. It's like it's turning its frequency down a little bit more. And the 2 birds must merge. We must merge ourselves with the earth, and the eggs must hatch. It's an inevitable thing that eggs must hatch. It's kind of an energy of the Empress. Having Mary the Jewess frequency, she had bees all over her, just like Mary the Jewess does. The alchemy of life. You must become earthly and physical. You can't just stay up there in your head. Then I had the world card upside down, and this is where it gets fascinating. It's about people. It said people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And yet it was saying, actually, what you need to do is break all of the glass ceilings that restrict you. And this is all linking in to hips, pelvis, spine, knees, and mobility. They're patterns of thoughts that we have that don't allow us to fully connect into the frequency of the world. So, break the glass ceiling. Earth's eye, the grid energy of the earth, the dragon lines, the snake lines, the song lines, they can see you. They are looking for you to join in. And in the exercise, we're going to, as we go through, we're going to draw that energy up. And then once it reaches our crown to transform, we're actually going to put our foot on the top of our head, not physically, but we're going to hold the frequency of the earth snake, the songline energy on our crown. Okay. Hello, Nicola. Wassail. So this whole video, we're going to be looking at cards with it. It will need to be done for a whole moon cycle. If you're beginning it today, you need to kind of repeat it every time the moon moves into a different sign, because you need to connect with the emotional thoughts, the intelligent emotions that should allow you to correct the thought patterns that you had to break the glass in each house of the zodiac, and that will help you to transform the pattern and move forwards. So if you're doing it from now, you really do need to take it past the 25th of November, when Mercury will enter Sagittarius, because I didn't write down the card that was from. Oh, it'll come out and I'll remember them. But the important part is you're fighting the toxicity that blocks you mentally. So that's what we're working on. Okay. So, Wassail Najib. If you haven't looked at Najib's channel, everybody, he's a cellist and a singer, and he does some really amazing things. It would be worth giving him a little listen. So, where are we going to begin? Well, we need to begin with Neptune's bells, but first of all, I'm just going to take out the cards we're going to use. I'm going to put my book down there where it rains. So, we're starting with C sharp, C, and A sharp. And the other note we're going to be using is F. So we're working with the frequencies today of Pluto, the spine. We're working with the frequency of Mars, which is all of your bones and physical molecules. And then Chiron, which is the nervous system, how we wire everything in through our spine to our bones. And we're working with Saturn. And this is the really interesting one. This is that lower heart frequency that I talked about of the hummingbird being in a new key. But F, Saturn, is the knees, because that seems odd that the lower heart would be the knees. But the whole point of our legs is to walk in the natural world. It's not to stand up, sit down. It's to walk in the natural world, because originally we were migratory, just like many creatures, and we moved around the world. So let's have Neptune's bells, because he's in my first house and he insists. You see what stuck out then like a sore thumb was Chiron. Chiron is at 11 degrees-ish off the top of my head in Aries. But it was the nervous system is the thing that's causing the problem, because all of your nervous system goes down to the sole of your feet. And so we're going to have to do a lot of work on bringing the energy into the soles of the feet. So, just going to play you the notes. C sharp, D flat of the spine. Mars, all your molecules. It's a very simple melody. Now, when I do a sound healing, I actually crouch down behind the person and I sing into their buttocks, because you're trying with the C sharp to connect all the vertebrae down to the coccyx. So when we look at the Pluto coccyx energy, think of your coccyx to begin with. Think of how that area down there can cause your hip bones to shift and move, to start being in a slightly different position, which then means your legs have to change. So when I do this, we're really looking at the energy of how I push sound through the coccyx. And then when I hit the C of the molecules, it's almost like your thigh as the receiver becomes a hollow tube. And if I can find the exact spot, it really comes through as if there's nothing inside your leg. and then it drops down with Chiron to the feet. We're going to do it first of all like that, and then we're going to add where the blockage often is, which is in our knees, because knees cause a problem, and we do a separate tune for knees. But to start with, let's have a little look at Pluto, the spine. It's really weird. It feels like it's raining on me, but I'm under the shelter now. It's like a jazz ice cream van sound coming down the road by the sounds of it. Pluto's flawed. So, sorry, let me just have a little look and see. You're all right, everybody, aren't you? You're all having a good little chit chat. We got the mods on there. They're looking after you. Oh, this is interesting. This is the smoky mirror. It's 47. I feel like I need a lamp now. Maybe I can do it with my phone. My phone's not got very good battery. I might have to think about it. But maybe I can use it to illuminate the card a bit. So this smoky mirror, what's fascinating about it, which is going to be quite difficult to see, but in the reflection, there's actually a drowning figure. And that's your fear. That's your energy that you fear. You fear that by connecting fully into the earth, that somehow you're going to start drowning in the earth's energy. Look, I imagine that throughout most of your life, until last year, the Great Mutation, it was like drowning in earth. And that energy that we call Kundalini, which I'm calling the earth serpent, the Jormungandr, that point in destiny quite often, that frequency is much lighter now. Before, if it rose up and hit your crown in some kind of weird Kundalini experiment, you'd pass out. I passed out. I've told this story before, but I used to do Kundalini exercises to draw the energy up and pull the snake from the cosmos down and bring them together in my heart. And every time I did it, I passed out. And the second time I did it, I passed out and I fell over and I hit the back of my head on concrete and I was unconscious. I knew that I was unconscious. I was conscious that I was unconscious because obviously I'd pulled in my higher self's Kundalini energy or cosmic serpent energy, and it made my hand punch me in the face to wake me up. So when you do Kundalini breathing exercises now, or world and cosmic serpent unification frequency breathing, it's completely different now. It's a much lighter experience. And I know I keep promising to do a video about how to do it, but I still worry about people passing out because it's such deep breathing that it makes people dizzy. So I'll have a good think about it. I'll ask Spirit and the cards. So Pluto, let's get an energy for what Pluto's up to. We're just looking at Pluto and then we're settling to the frequency of Pluto. You see, there's something about the code, the coming together. It is like that energy. They're saying Pluto is like the highway along which the two energy snakes, the Earth Serpent and the Cosmic Serpent, will race to meet each other. They're like Isis and Osiris. Interesting. So it's hugging and thugging, bringing a gift. And then let's get a rune on it because we love our raw runes. I must remember when this video is done to put in a timestamp for when all the shifting has taken place. and we actually get onto the subject. There's a lot more rain coming. I can smell the moisture. And the wind's picking up. Oh, look, we've got 2 runes as well. Oi, look. Oh, that's so interesting. Look, I want to show you. I was very much drawn in the middle of this card to the 2 water meadows. It's like your 2 cosmic, your cosmic and your earth serpent will meet in the water meadow. And we've actually, that card's come out, the water meadow card that's come out. And then it's come out with Witchcraft. You can't tell me that that's not a snake moving up and another snake coming down. And this ing symbol is like 2 divine sparks. If you take out those bits, it's a cown symbol, divine, and it's a mirrored cown. It's a mirrored cown. You got to have faith in the energy of the earth to make it through to there. So what I want to suggest that you do is ignore for the moment the cosmic serpent. I'm going to start toning the C sharp of the spine, and I want you to, oh, you see, I didn't know what I wanted you to do at all. But they've now shown me. It's an old exercise I haven't done for a long time. Stand or sit, but I want you with your hands. There's a great water cleansing coming now, everyone. With your hands, I want you to draw 2 dark black pools of earth liquid. And I want you to imagine that both of those 2 circles are like an Uberos or an Ouroboros, but I don't like saying it that way. I much prefer an Uberos because Ouroboros just doesn't have that fluidity of sound. And for me, onomatopoeically, I like an Uberos. So draw 2 Uberos snakes. And then as we're toning, I want you with the power of your physical body to push those 2 circles together so that you create a single golden hole that you're sitting upon. You're standing over a golden energy hole, but you've got to make them from 2 black. So as I tone the sound, I want you to think about that transformative energy. It's got to move that in slightly because the rain's not very wide, this roof. It looks wider here, but it's not, because the roof's back a bit. So, you know what you got to be thinking about? I'm going to have a sip of water, actually. Lubricate the vocals. It's still raining on me. I'm going to put the book, this plastic outside, over the keyboard. Neptune's bell's filling up with Neptune's tears. Oh, and it's really getting on my cards. The cards are going to have to go up there. Right, I'm gonna sing gonna sing a little bit more with this cleansing water. Neptune's crying on us. Okay, so I'm just getting a message. It's a slight aside. It's to do with when we sound heal, orchestra's tuned to a 440. I used to be an oboist, so yeah, the little person that gives the A for everyone to tune to. And actually, when you detune to A equals 4, I'm being given this as a message, partly for any musicians that are out there, but Najib, I'm being told if you tried when you're practicing to retune your cello to A432 and then tune the subsequent strings along with that, it might actually help to invigorate the wood within your cello. Anyway, that's just an aside. For you to try, and you can let me know if that's good. I mean, obviously, when you go to play in an orchestra, you can't do that. But there's something about it being the natural frequency of the body of the cello. It will sing better. Because we wondered how we could make some kind of connection to your cello. Anyway, that was the C sharp. Now we're going to look at the C of Mars. So let's get a card for Mars. Wassail, Tomka. There we go. There's a Mars. There's a Mars note. Oh, let go. Let go. You see, this is Pluto card. So let go of something in the spine. The body has to let go. Ah, okay. So they're showing me the Mars frequency as being like a blockage, as being the pelvis as acting as a kind of plug that needs to be pulled out to allow the earth energy to rise back up. Fascinating, or as Rob said yesterday in his impersonation of me, interesting. Is interesting though that the relationship between the different planets matters. There is a point at, shortly, probably March time next year, when Mars and Pluto will be in conjunction. I'm not saying it's going to take that long to heal yourself. Cool. I'm glad you heard that, Najib. Najib, it probably is. I'm not very good with because I can't see the names properly. Najib. It's got to be Najib. I apologize for saying it wrong. It's very rude. So, yes, there's something about Mars being a hip plug. It's not allowing the frequency of the snake to rise. It's almost acting as a kind of mosquito net. It's sitting over there and not allowing the frequency. So, Mars. Remember, Mars is your physical body. It is also the frequency of the Earth, the C note. It's all the molecules in you, all your bones. It's anything that's owned by the Earth. But it fascinates me that it's connected to Mars. And I've never quite understood why that is, but that's what I'm told. It's probably because there's fire and magma in the center of the Earth. It's in. You see how interconnected these two spirits, these two snake energies, these two serpent frequencies are. And in this one, you're shown this kind of Mars plug. There's a figure inside, blocked in, sealed. Up here, this cosmic snake energy hasn't even formed because it can't. Your cosmic serpent cannot enter the body all the while you haven't connected into the earth. You can't be wholly healed when you won't plug into the earth. Being plugged into the earth with your physical body, which is your vessel, is essential to being the carrier of your consciousness. Okay? So I'm being told to just show you the card. Here it is. It's nice and clear. It's at the beginning of the deck for change. This is the card that this information is based on. Oh, come on, light. Here we go. You can see the cosmic snake. Now, when this card came out, it was this way up. And this is what I'm saying about how the eye of the earth is watching you, and the snake can rise. And when it's risen all the way through the body, you put your foot, you stamp your nervous system to hold the earth serpent in your crown so that the cosmic serpent can come down and reach the foot that's holding the heads. And that's when the two energies will join. In the Book of the Underworld, in yeah, it's really difficult to plug in. I understand that because it's too much. I'm glad I'm saying it right now. There's in the Book of the Netherworld, in Tutankhamun's tomb, that's when we first see the images of the two cosmic serpent and the earth serpent. One is Isis and one is Osiris. And they get jiggy in the underworld and they create Horus. So they're shown as two Ouroboros snakes, Ouroboros, and one encircles the head and the heart to the heart, and a second one goes around underneath the feet and legs. I have actually got an article on my website that I'll try and remember to put a link in for, but I'm not very good at remembering things like that. So, yeah, there is something of the Ophiuchus about this. Ophiuchus is definitely the opening of the cosmic serpent, and we are coming up very soon to Ophiuchus, and Ophiuchus is the 13th zodiac sign that we often ignore. And you can all look that up yourselves as a little bit of homework. So we need some runes on this this water meadow that's blocked by Mars at the hips, at the pelvis. What do we need to do to unblock this pelvis? What's the energy that's blocking this pelvis? Oh, it's actually your sacral. So tree. Oh, look, and it's 13. It's reminding us, as we've just heard, from, it's gone past now, but Ophiuchus. I can't look because I can't touch the keyboard to rewind because of the rain. It's your sacral. So what they're saying is your consciousness the seat of the soul? Yes, you have to bring your consciousness into the seat of the soul. But there are times when you actually have to bring your cosmic Ophiuchus serpent energy into the earth. But in order to do that, you've already got to have hooked and anchored in your earth frequency. I don't know how well you can see, but just down here from the eye of the earth, there is a hook that comes up into the hand. And you need to hook your physical energy that deep into the earth, into the core, into the crystalline earth grid, into the magma, into the Mars fires. So we're going to now sing the sea, and that golden pool that you've opened in the last with the spine, I want you to sink into the golden pool, and as you go down, the gold will change through orange of the sacral down deep to the red. And when you get to the bottom, it's almost, I want you to bring the energy of the entire planet Mars and put it inside the middle of the earth, and then come back out and leave it there. Whee! I like that idea. Don't know where that came from. So, are you ready to open your golden pool and slide deep into the crystalline grid of the earth, dragging Mars all the way down there and plugging him into the core of the earth? If you are, raise your hands. I'm just going to have another little sip of drink. Right, here we go. This one can take a while because you have to find, I want to just remind you that when you sing, allow the energy of an orb, a complete globe, to be your auric field. And I want that globe to be Mars. And that's how, as you dive in, you are Mars energy taking it in. It takes me a little while sometimes to find that shield because there's a lot of you out there. So here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to do it again. I am hearing a pulsing anxiety in the collective about going inside the earth. Look, the earth loves you. The earth made all of the molecules that are your vessel. The earth wants to embrace you, but you have to trust that the earth loves you. That's part of this exercise. It's part of what blocks you at the pelvis and at the coccyx. Focus on releasing that fear and going inside the earth. So let me just see what you're writing. Oh, Seagull, will you have a quick chat with Najib about how when you detuned your guitar, that it made a complete difference to you singing and playing? Because I've asked him to do it with his cello. So that's just an aside. I kind of hoped you would turn up. So, trust. Yes. Let's do this again. Open that golden light and slide inside the earth to the earth grid and feel like the earth is calling you. It's calling you down deep into the grid to become part. It cleanses your molecules. The deeper you go in the earth core, the more the molecules, the bones, the flesh, the aches, the pains can be washed away, but with fire. So here we go. There's the hummingbird. Oh, I want my hummingbird to be in. Anyway. I don't know if you can hear the hummingbird on the microphone, but it's singing along with you. It's trying to encourage you to connect with the world. Gorgeous. I love a vulture, Laurie, because they're about taking what the world or humanity considers no longer valuable, and it transforms it into fertilizer, something that can be composted. It's taking the molecules that we're trying to cleanse by going into the earth, and they do it their own way. Oh, it's dark and the moon is out, and it's a big moon. It's full in the morning tomorrow. So that's a little bit. We're going to join these up in a minute. Just getting an exercise to get you down there. Now, what's next? Chiron, the nervous system. But I want you to actually stop thinking of this at the moment as the nervous system. I want you to think about it being how you wire your soul into your feet, so that every footstep that you take is planting a connection, a loving connection between you and the earth. You've just been inside the earth. Now remember that every time you step onto the earth, your foot kisses the earth. So something's popped out. Oh, it's got really dark here now. I'll hold it up like that so you catch that little bit of light that's above me. It's the owl, it's spirit. You've got to, we've just been talking about how you've got to take your spirit past your sacral into the earth. You've got to have owl eyes in the soles of your feet. You've got to see inside the earth with every step. So, here we go. What's, oh, a raid. A raid. Look, just while raid's lit up the screen, like I can put owl in and it shows up a bit better. I'm almost seeing, you see, I can't do it without raid. Do you see this? This is like Mars. The energy of all your physical body, that's the energy right down to your foot, and beneath your foot is the energy of the owl spirit kissing every step you take on your journey forwards. And this is an energy. This healing is about striding forwards. So let's have raw runes, and then we'll sing. Oh, thanks, Clarity. Boy, the card's got to be excited then. I think we need more than one. Sun's coming out now. I kind of want to shift over there in a minute. I can't keep moving. It took me about 10 minutes at the beginning. Hey, look. Ool, owl. Treadle. Oh, whoa. Look. It's being scented. You need to scent yourself into the earth. Think of this as treadle, which is the footprints we leave behind. The footprints we leave behind with owl frequency in the base of your foot. That you are, it's like you are leaving your scent, leaving your mark with every happy step you take. And then we have Flursa, and it's to flow, which is coming across today very much. Ignore the first blood part. The blood's more about the energy that courses through your veins, the stories that are hidden within our DNA. But this is coming across as like, it's like a brand, branding your energy into the earth, centering yourself into the earth, putting all your senses into the earth with every step you take. Every step you take. My phone keeps tickling my thigh. Let me just see what's going on. Oh, okay. I'll get back to that person in a minute. It's someone who lives in Mexico. Well, she lives in America, but she's visiting Mexico and she wants to take me to a shaman up in Sonora Desert. And I'm not quite sure whether I want to travel up that far that fast yet. I need to work that out, and I'm going to visit a shaman here who I spoke about, a Mayan woman called Maria, and then I'll know. I'll know after that. So I'm not going to worry for the moment, but it's interesting that I'm being contacted about a healing when we're doing a healing. I like that. So A sharp, B flat, the nervous system. But we're going to work in a moment on how to get that into the soles of the feet. But I want you to imagine, I want you to see yourself taking an earth walk. And it doesn't matter whether you're a giant or whether you're small, where you choose to walk, whether it be in snow or in sand. But I want you to be able to walk and see the footprints, see the marks, the scents, the branding into the earth. I want you to witness that. Here comes more rain to cleanse us. Neptune's having another little week for you because he really wants you to just move in comfort. So, here comes the vegetable man. Aguacata. Actually, this is the gas man. Santa's bells on the back of him. Father with his gassy belly. Oh, God, I can't think what that tune. Sounded like what he's playing. Anyway, we've got the 3 notes. Now we need to draw them together. Actually, no, I think I'm going to add Saturn, and then I'm going to do the knee melody and then come back to the melody. I'm doing it the other way around because I'm being told you're not going to pull past the blockages in the knees. So, Saturn, lower heart, hummingbird where it normally isn't. And this is your knees, your flexibility, your ability to walk the earth, the ability to be physical and to explore, to be alive in the world. So, shamanics, what do you want to say about the knees, please? They're emotional. The knees are emotional. I don't know what to make of that. I feel like I want another card on that. There we go. Oh, the knees see. That's really interesting. Seer and water. It's getting darker and darker here. It's only 10 to 4. It's like your knees are like a divine consciousness. They're a mirror on what you've been through. It's very weird. They're showing me eyes in the back of your knees. So that reflection of going backwards. So Let's get an Odin on this. This is fascinating. What's this about? It's Madur. It's about plugging into the earth. It's about the energy of a new day, the dawn, being plugged into the earth, but being plugged in with each step that we take, but also reflecting through the eyes in the back of your knees on where you've been. But where you've been is merely, they're saying, is merely an embrace of the physical, and where you're going is the embrace of the spiritual. So another Odin, please. And we've got life force. Got life force. We've got the sun. This is... So I'm being drawn to multiple sclerosis for some reason. I'm seeing MS. It's something to do with life force in the knees. I don't know what that means, but hopefully, if there's people out there with multiple sclerosis, there will be some kind of connection in the healing in the knees. That's all I can say, because I don't choose how the healings work. Spirit chooses how the healings work, and your openness to receive the healings is what heals you. There is no magic wand, and that's why this healing you need to do, as I've said, for a period of time. You need to do it as the moon moves into each house. So, for instance, if you're listening to it now, the moon will be in Aries, and then it will shift quite quickly after the void, after the full moon. It will move forwards into Taurus. And so then you need to hear the song melody we will do at the end. So let's just have runic frequencies. Right. What I'm getting now from somebody is a pain at the top of the leg on the left-hand side, rising up to the solar plexus. And there's something about that's linking into the uterus. It's an ache that's from the past that you can't seem to release. It's a trauma that's blocking you. Oh, Eve, you are such a love. She always reminds you to hand over your money to me. Hey, look. To be purged in the past tense, to be healed, the spirit connecting into the ground. Oh, that rain's really coming down now. And these runes are a little bit, they move, the ink on them is very soluble with the water. And then it's hell, death and rebirth, which is very much what to be purged is to pass through the old pattern into the new at the point of the eye of the needle. It's a difficult thing to get through. It's changing a whole series of patterns. But what's so fascinating is it's coming with Earthmasian. And this is your earthly power. You have no earthly power if you can't connect to the earth. It's like missing half the formula. And I mean half the formula to be alive and well. You're missing half the healing if you won't plant your seeds with every step you take, with every breath you make. Because even the breath, the air, contains elements of the earth. It contains moisture, water, hydrogen. It contains oxygen. All of the things that allow us to breathe belong to the earth. The only thing that doesn't belong to the earth is our consciousness. And our consciousness cannot live alone. It thirsts for the earth. So let's have a little F and then let's get on with these tunes and songs. Because we've been on an hour. So this is the knees as well as the lower heart. And yes, it is the green heart. Pink is the higher heart. So here we go again. Sorry. So visualizing, what do you have to visualize? I didn't say, but I know what it is now. You have to visualize connecting your lower heart. I want you to imagine the hummingbird. The hummingbird flies with such high frequency that it's almost like, you know, those bath bombs that you put into water and they fizz. I want you to imagine that the hummingbird is in your heart. Hello, Jennifer. I want you to imagine that the hummingbird is in your heart and it's a fizzing frequency that pushes away anything that's static. Nothing static. It's like it can melt all molecules. And I want you to take that hummingbird and I want you to take it down through your solar plexus, the sunshine, through your sacral and down into your pelvis. And then I want the hummingbird's wings to reach out to the shape of your pelvic bone. And I want the hummingbird to become your pelvic bone. I want your pelvic bone to no longer be solid. I want you to imagine your pelvic bone as being connected to the watery knees. And then once your pelvic bone feels like liquid, let that liquid sink down into your knees. Didn't know that. There we go. Here we go. Keeping that same energy in mind, I'm going to do the first of the melodies. So you still want to bring your hummingbird down into your pelvis and make your pelvis the frequency of the hummingbird, but I'm going to put in all four notes. So I'm going to sing the heart with the hummingbird, the A sharp of Chiron, the nervous system, the spine at the coccyx, and the pelvis down. The Chiron can be the soles of your feet, knees, nervous system, soles of your feet, spine and coccyx, pelvis and all bones. So, put a little mic back over there for a minute. We're going to go on to the... Now that the knees feel a little bit more open, we're going to actually take the... This is a melody that I sing into the buttocks. So if you would all just let me kneel behind you. And I want you to sit comfortably. I want you to imagine the first note is your coccyx. I want you to imagine the next note goes through the frequency of your pelvis, but down to your knees, all the way through your hollow thighs. And then, oh, Wassail, Rob? You got it just in time to connect your nervous system into the soles of your feet with owl eyes, remember, everybody. So, and then as we go to the lower note, the nervous system, I want you to feel the energy drip from your knees down into the soles of your feet. And I want you to create not a footprint. It's not a footprint. I want you to connect to create an energetic brand that is your frequency, whether it be an owl face, can be whatever you want. But I want you to imagine that underneath the eyes at the soles of your feet, the owl energy in the base of your feet is creating, and it can be any color you want. But I want you to imagine so that you can leave footprints or brand marks, energetic signatures in the earth, so that you're reminded all the time that you and the earth, all of your physical molecules are one. Even as I said, the breath that you take in. So, oh yeah, thank you. Don't forget to hide. So, I'm at your buttocks. Let me in to your pelvis and your coccyx. You'll feel a whole lot better if you do. I'll bring the mic over and I'll pretend that this is your little bots. Here we go. Long time since we've done that spine. Allow the spine to be open, people. You see the pelvis. You've done well on your pelvis. That's open. Your spine's not open. I want you to breathe deeply through your stomach. Push your stomach out to breathe in. Let your stomach go back in to breathe out. Here we go. Gonna keep doing that note till you let me in. Now we're just going to have a little flick of the cards before we do a song. So, oh, the sun's coming out now. See, the healing's being done. You're being delivered of this frequency, people. Right, cards. What would you like to just say before we go on to the healing tune? Oh, there's a stickiness. Oh, there's a real stickiness. I'm so glad it's in your... that you're feeling the heat in the spine. It is very hot. I'm sweating. It always happens to me. Oh, here comes another salesman. Oh, I made that card very dirty. So, first card out, Ace of Discs. This is that wonderful card of being at one with the Earth grid. I mean, and that's what this whole energy healing is about. Connecting yourself into the Earth grid. The Earth grid are the song lines, the dragon lines, the snake energies that cover the whole world. So this is a new sensation of being in that frequency. And then the next two that came out went to the floor. It's two major arcana cards, and it's the Emperor, which is physical energy, and the Judgment card. In this Judgment card, this energy, you know, this is like us connecting into the entirety of the world, allowing our spirit, our frequency to connect totally to the Earth grid. And that's what we're doing. We're going to do that in the song in a minute. Then the other two cards that came out are the Four of Wands and the Three of Wands. And they're all about, I mean, they're a celebration of life. And I mean, they are just a celebration of life. And that's what the original story, if I go back to my notes I made that I channeled at the very beginning, spiritual alchemy, you must become earthly and physical. You can't hide from your physical body. We have to flow within the earth, and it's Taurus, fixed earth energy that we're plugging into. But the fixed earth energy is changed because, you know, we've got Gaia, Uranus, changing, shaking up the frequency of the earth. Don't freeze yourself out from the earth's energy. It's calling you. And it's interesting that we had the Empress talking about the nervous system, the Chiron, originally, and now we have the Empress saying you're ready to open the physical to connect into the earth through these exercises. So let's do a tune and let's be healed. So, beautiful people, let's get that microphone back and let's see. So, here we go with a tune. You just give me a second. I just need to think something. Oh, got a low battery now, so I'm gonna have to get on with that one quick. Okay, here we go. So, how was that, beautiful people? Whoa, let's see, you've created your earth print, Twitty. It's an absolute joy. C'est un joie or something in French. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. So, I'm not saying that you have to listen to the whole video with all the tones, but I would suggest going into the energy of this chord. I would also say anything, if you're musicians, F, A sharp, B flat, C sharp, D flat, and C will help you if you work creatively It will help you to walk in the earth frequency, to be connected to life, to live your energy in every molecule of your body, and do it for a month, and then see how your aches go away. The one thing I would say that would be quite good was the one when we went inside the earth, the sea. Doing the sea as a Mars energy and going inside the earth is definitely going to burnish off difficult frequencies. So, thank you all very much. Thank you to all my moderators. Also, thank you to people that have been sending me some tips. It's so humbling and kind of you, and it's so beautiful to just remain in the flow that out there you're all supporting me when you can to help me to bring these messages to you. So yes, there's my PayPal account. PayPal me at Rustling Around. It was really lovely. The children came out, the rain stopped, and it allowed the children to come out of the house. And there was that bubbling, gorgeous laughter that is a reminder of the joy of life. Children have that joy of life because we haven't rattled it out of them. So, just before we end, oh, Wassail, Sasha. I just want to give a final message from the lovely hummingbird that's been here, because at the moment Hummingbird is representing, now that I've finally made contact with it, the energy of spirit in a kind of animal form for me. So, Hummingbird, what would you like to say just as we end? That was a ghost dance, and actually it danced away, which is about releasing old frequencies. And there's another. Oh, look, now we're getting a little bit of a spillage. So let's bend down and pick up the ghost dance. Oh, bend down. I can't reach it, so far away. So the ghost dance. Let go. Let go of that which pains you. It's 22, which is a 4. And it's coming with 8, the circle. Be prepared to accept your new frequencies, because anything that's a healing, as I said, I'm a conduit for spirit to pass an energy to you, but it's you being willing to retune yourself to accept the healing. And there's something about it being moon cycles. As I said, you need to do it for a full cycle. And look, 2, 2, 8, but another 2. This is, you are being given in this healing, if you're willing to tune your body to accept it, pure source healing, Andean cross frequency, and spirit, eagle, Jupiter frequency. It's an energy frequency that each time you tune in will feel bigger. It's funny that you say 22nd there, Ziggy, of the 2nd, because that's exactly what I was getting. And that's actually the Pluto return date on the United States. It's when Pluto will have completed its full circuit, and it will kind of appear in the that was created. It also, I think, weirdly, makes its first appearance on the 8th of the 2nd. And the 8th of the 2nd is, interestingly, the day my mother died. So that'll be the first anniversary. And that will be a healing frequency as well, because everything that's a troubled pain, as you move past it with a retuned thought process, it hurts less and it heals more. And that's about being prepared to heal. You have to let go of pains. You have to be willing to release them. And that was in that very letting go of the blockage. Where's it gone? Which was the card of Pluto. It's here. It's coming. Just this. You have to let go of it. You have to let go of it. Ah, it's interesting as well because it's 23, and that's when Pluto, because Pluto will go in to Aquarius and step out 5 times. Don't think it properly gets there until 2023, but it keeps going in and out, playing around. So, any questions that I can't answer? Does anyone have any questions that I can't answer? I'm going to pop all the cards back while we're just doing this, because I get the feeling that somehow I'm going to just suddenly pull a card for some people in their right decks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer a card from each deck. So there will be one card from the Shamanics, one card from Odin and the Nine Realms, one card from the Raw Runes, and one card from Motherpeace. No, Thoth. And I want you to just now have a little think about whether you'd like to see, it's like a quick mini pick a card from Manix, the Raw Runes, Thoth, or Odin and the Nine Realms. You decide, because it's your healing, and he'll give you a little clue as to where you need to be focusing at the very end. So, right, you don't need to tell me, but did you pick, well, obviously Penelope picked Shamanics. I was going to do Shamanics first. I'm just kind of rifling the cards. So, if you pick Shamanics, here's your card coming up now. Whoa! I wish I could speak Spanish and run over and ask the kids to pick the card for you. Rainmaker. This is Water Phoenix energy. I feel like this is an energy that's rising from within. From within the knees, but it's about bringing up the earth serpent and holding the head of the earth serpent at the top of the crown so that you can then create a space for the emotional cosmic serpent to join. So, Rainmaker, bringing you emotions, cleansing, powerful Water Phoenix frequencies. Did you pick Odin and the Nine Realms? I think I picked this one. I never pick. I'm picking this one. Let's share this one. I don't know who picked it with me. Oh, it's air. It's an absolute bounteous moment of spiritual healing. That's just gorgeous. It's a total cleansing. It's having your body fully aligned to heal. It's really about being fully aligned to heal. Look, the thumbs ups have just reached 100, and that's interesting because 99 is a very important number to me, and it just clicked to 100, and that's like completing a healing that came with that card. So anyone that wants to press thumbs up now just to change the number for a giggle, see how high we can push it. That'll be funny. So yeah, this is a healing, but this is something about a nutritional healing as well. 101, 104. Whoa, go on, do it. Oh, 110, that's my birthday. 1st to the 10th. That's a magic number. See, look, you're all doing magic for me. 112 now. Let's see, 111. Someone put a thumbs down suddenly. But it went 111. So, there's something about the healing of the biome, the healing of not just your mind and your body. And it's the truth, because I've got the point now. This is, if you follow this exercise and connect your two serpents, your earth serpent and your cosmic serpent, that when they kiss, that will heal your biome. That's interesting. So that's a bit of biome magic. Now, did you pick the Thoth deck? What's coming with the Thoth deck? I love the Thoth deck. Thoth deck has all kinds of secret hidden things in it. Oh, look at that. You're manifesting a divine healing. Right, so Thoth. That's interesting. It came out that way up. So this is breaking free of, being pained. He's nailed to a bloody wall. He's got nails through his hands. He's got a nail through his foot. You can't go anywhere. You're getting down from the cross you bear, your own cross that you bear. This is about just get down, let go of it all. We've got a snake holding the foot, and we've got a snake above the head because we're in reverse. So this energy down here is that frequency. When it was that way up, of putting your foot on the base, on the head of the snake that comes from the earth, pull that snake up and connect it to the snake that's above the crown. Really nice. And then, did you pick a Raw Rune? And if you did, you're a beautiful person, because this is the new deck that's coming. So, right, did you pick the runes? What's the one card coming from the runes? And I will only take one, because these have a habit of spilling, but I'll only take the one that's face up. Did you pick a Raw Rune, Raw Rune, Raw Rune, Raw Rune? They've all gone face down. Raw Runes, reveal the legend. Oh, they've all gone face down, but I've got one up here. It's Perv. Pear tree. Surge. This is the frequency. This is the frequency. It's very much Empress energy. This is the energy used to create life. This is the connection. This is the opening. It's kind of stepping away from home and being in a new place. It's like pulling in your molecules and then allowing them to grow. There's something very, very profoundly healing. Pear tree has got something to do with woodwind instruments, a frequency, a high. I got an unstable connection. It was an unstable connection then, because there was such a surge coming up from the bottom of the earth. Anyway, I think that's saying it's time to drop off the face of the earth. So listen, thank you all so much for being the most beautiful community of people. And I'm sure I'll be here again tomorrow with some kind of reading. Oh, yes, because It's the moon tomorrow. It's testing your anger time. So, have a beautiful evening. Wassail, wonderful people. And I'll see you all very soon. I love you all very much. Thank you for coming.